Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdentity Crisis, episode 115. I'm your host, Ryan By, joined as always by Mr. Adam Lovar,
Hello, hello.
my literal brother from another mother, Justin Pickavants,
Howdy do.
and finally, Josh. Still have not thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
Hello.
How's everybody doing, gents?
Not too
Good.
bad. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Josh,
Adam's
meant to
rocking.
ask you about your hat this weekend. That
A
AK
hat?
hat. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Where's that from? Where'd you get that?
It's from a company called AK Interactive, and they make model kits for
Hmm,
like military planes and tanks and
got it.
whatever.
I was like, I assumed it wasn't like actual firearms.
The
And so I was
gun?
like,
No.
what is this thing really?
This is me pretending to be like a trucker dude from Iowa.
Yeah.
Like I blend in
You
super
blend
well.
in, that's the thing, yeah.
And everyone's like, he supports the Second Amendment. And I'm like, I support a random painting company from like Spain or something. And due to a shipping fiasco with them, they sent me a free hat and a free water bottle and a bunch of shit I didn't order and won't return any of my emails to get them back. So, my
They're yours now.
yeah, and they gave me some sweet shit, so I'm all right.
Very nice.
But
Cool. Cool. I like when companies do that. Very nice.
yeah,
Adam, wearing your Oilers jersey. Hockey preseason is in full swing.
Starting
Yeah,
Saturday.
there we go.
Ew.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
You're
Football.
wearing that jersey 2 days in a row, bro?
Yeah, because Oilers played yesterday and they played
It's a
today.
jersey. It's a jersey.
And
You
they
can wear
won
jersey.
yesterday, so good luck.
Yeah, wear jersey multiple days. That's allowed.
Yeah,
And
so
it's not
I
like
would
I wore it
agree.
all day or
Yeah.
anything. I just wore it during those games last night, and
Mm.
I wore work clothes today at work, and then
Yeah,
I'm
no, I agree.
convinced that you just
I
sleep
agree
in
with
that.
that. The problem is not wearing the jersey twice. The problem is the fact that Puck, I guarantee, slobbered all over that thing, so it is no longer clean because mine is not clean because of Puck.
That's
Oh,
not
I've been
fair.
same.
living with for months, so I'm quite used to it at this point.
So, Oilers gonna have a good year. Should maybe.
Hope so.
Yeah, there you go. Hopefully. The Vikings won yesterday. That's exciting, isn't it? Yeah,
Mm,
that's
It's
good.
something.
I'm going to the Vikings Bears game in a couple weeks. Very excited for that.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll
Nice.
be fun. Yeah, that'll be a good time. Good time.
Is that up
So,
in Minnesota or is that a?
Minneapolis, yes, sir. U.S. Bank Stadium. We're gonna destroy the Bears. They're fucking terrible. I can't wait. And now we're gonna lose. I said it, so we're gonna lose. I said that out loud,
Yeah,
and now we're gonna
yeah.
lose.
It's recorded in multiple
Yeah.
mediums, so
Oh,
you can't take that
Ryan,
yep.
back.
Ryan starts getting death threats from like
Yeah.
a couple of Vikings fans, like you son of a
Are
bitch.
Fuck
are
them
there
Vikings
are
fans.
there a couple Vikings fans?
Hey, you go straight to hell. Justin, you got
Ryan shows up. He's the only one there at the game. He's like,
Yeah,
"This
right.
is
It's just
weird."
me. Justin, you got Vikings jersey. Why aren't you rocking it? Rock your Vikings jersey.
Because it's Monday.
Oh, fine. Be like that. Monday after a win. Whose jersey do you have?
Thielen.
Okay, the good. That's my jersey too. He caught a touchdown yesterday. Yeah, that's my boy. Minnesota boy. All right, that's enough sports talk. We've lost most of our audience at this point. I apologize. We'll move on to some video games.
Random. I don't know if y'all snagged it, but um, Shadows of Mordor is free on if you're a Prime subscriber right now.
You know it's crazy. We're gonna get into it when we do. What are we playing now? But you want to know what I'm playing?
That.
Shadows of
Shadows
Mordor.
of Mordor.
Y'all need to
Spoilers.
remind me on Discord after we record so that I
Are
can
you playing on
actually get that.
Xbox.
PC, Ryan?
Xbox. No,
Oh, so you didn't get it through
no,
Prime.
I've owned it forever. Back when it first came out.
I've never played because this is the second one, right?
Shadows of Mordor is the first one. Shadows of War is the second one.
Got it. I've
Yeah,
played the first one a lot and it's fantastic.
dude, it's yeah. We'll get into it. We'll get into
Okay.
it. But um, let's start the show as we always do with a listener question from Jacob. Hello, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
What up, Jacob?
Jacob says simple one this week: dog person, cat person, or heartless sociopath who has never known love. Now, tradition always dictates Adam answers first. I'm gonna break tradition this week. Josh, let's throw it over to you, buddy.
It did
What do you-
feel like a direct stab at somebody.
What do you got on this one, Josh?
We're gonna go with number 3 here.
Yeah.
So here's my issues with each of the categories. Dog people have dogs.
Hey,
Okay. Cat people have cats. I'm allergic to both of those things.
all right.
I'm also allergic to empathy. Um, and so I feel like I'll just fit in super well in the heartless sociopath club that I've got going there. Um, and so, like, because, like, I feel like dog owners and cat owners overlook a lot of things. They might overlook dog slobber on their Oilers jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They might overlook that they have to lint roll every single shirt constantly because it's covered in cat hair. And I will just have to overlook crushing people's hopes and dreams, which I'm already used to. Um, so yeah. I feel like that's the only acceptable option.
I feel like 3 people are about to disagree with you. Adam, what do you got?
I'd be curious if there was a category D for you, Josh. Are you any kind of pet person or not really? A pet rock?
Um,
He's a plant dad.
I do have a lot of plants,
That's true.
including Venus
You have a lot of
flytraps.
plants.
That is my
Yeah.
closest to a pet that I currently have. I would say that I used to own a lizard when I was a kid. Um, it was kind of boring. Kind of just like hung out.
Yeah.
I kind of feel nothing against like the guinea pig or anything, but I
was gonna
feel
say
like
it's kind of like a guinea pig. Yeah.
it just like exists in like a section of a
And you-
room
and
that
you
now
clean
is
up
the guinea
after it,
pigs.
and you feed
Yeah,
it.
and I like insects to some degree. I've done a lot of research into raising like praying mantis. So specifically like African spiny mantis and orchid mantis is pretty dope. But um, you got to keep like certain temperature, certain humidity. You got to like, and they're also kind of something that would just hang out in a box in my room, and that's like how much interaction, which is kind of a pro and a con because I
I
don't
could
think
see
I.
making a sick terrarium though with all your like CNC and all your like equipment, kind of like Justin, how you nerded out on your terrarium and stuff for the geckos.
Yeah.
Vivarium, if we're being technical.
Thank you.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
And I have also looked into, in fact, I've called some people locally about owning vampire crabs. Because crabs are cool. I like ocean shit, creepy crawlies,
Bugs.
spiders,
You like ocean
bugs, ocean bugs. Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen vampire crabs, but they are very brightly colored, like purples and oranges, and like they're just very cool to look at.
Nice.
Also, a lot of animals are nocturnal, and as am I most days. And so that'd be cool, So like, a lot of people they complain about owning vampire crabs because they don't see them ever because they only come out at night. I'm like, that's the only time I would ever look at them. So we're good. But no, I
How
would
big of a
say
tank do they need?
so like 10-gallon. Really, you don't need a ton, but they need. It's like a 20-80 situation. It's got to be like 20% water, and then 80% land because they are mostly land ones. And I cannot. It's not whatever you said. It's not a terrarium. It's a paludarium. That's the word for it. Where it
All sorts of
has
new words today.
it has both a water section and a land section. So, done a lot of research into making one of those and just haven't committed because then I would have to commit to like feeding something, and I don't know that I have that motivation.
Struggle that with yourself, right?
If you ever go
Pretty
down
much,
that
yeah.
path, maybe we could do it together because that looks like a fun thing to
Like
have.
vampire crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super dope. And then like in the water section, I was thinking about you can get little miniature shrimp, because the crabs will eat a little bit of them, but they procreate quickly enough that it won't really have an impact. But there's like little cherry shrimp, which are like bright red and they're pretty cool looking. And so you could have like like frogs and stuff and crabs and little shrimp, and you could have like a whole paludarium full of stuff that will all like live in the same ecosystem. And I think that sounds cool. Seems like a lot of work though. That's why I
There you
don't
go.
know any of
Yeah,
this.
that's fair. Adam, what's your answer to this question? I already know.
Dog.
Yeah, clearly. That is my
Hold
answer as
up.
well.
Hold
But,
up.
huh?
I just looked at a video and this vampire crab is purple with like lime green eyes.
Ooh.
Yep, that's the
I'm
thing.
getting a vampire.
I'm getting one of them right now.
The hard part
Hold
is
on
like
Amazon.
typically from what I've seen online and from like calling people locally, they trying to get a particular color. I'm not sure is super plausible.
I bet you can do it. It's just expensive. Because I wanted
And
particular crested gecko colors, and I got them, but they were very expensive.
yeah, I guess that's probably the case. It's just
Whatever happened
whether
to
it's
your
worth the
geckos?
time and effort.
So I sold them to a coworker and her roommate, and then I reached out to her like 6 months later and asked her how the geckos were doing, and she said one of them died and they got rid of the other. And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, you guys said you were gonna take really good. I sold them to you for cheap, and you said you were gonna take really good care of them. What do you mean one died and you got rid of the other one?" Like,
That's
yeah,
fucked up.
we don't know what happened. And I was like, well, like, what did you not do? Because I wasn't the greatest gecko dad, but they were always healthy, and I never lost a tail. They didn't have a crinky tail.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. Cam, you know her from work. It was Constance.
My wife did it?
I didn't realize you worked together. That's
Yeah.
a small world.
Yeah, oddly enough, same name, but no.
All right, so Adam and I have the correct choice, which is dogs. That is the obvious answer. Justin, what is your answer?
I mean, obviously cat.
Yeah.
But to Huff's defense, if an animal made me have to take a pill, I would rather not have the animal.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I would agree.
there's nothing in the world that would make me want to take more medicine, or you know what I mean? Like,
Fair.
Imagine where you're like, oh, this is a cute cat. I'm gonna pet it, and then you're like, ooh, my eyes feel very poor. And that
Or
happens every time.
or if an animal sleeps on your pillow or gets like it. I'm pretty good about washing my hands anyways, but if I had to do it or I would be absolutely miserable, there's just no way I would want an animal.
Yeah. That's fair. That's
If
fair.
But yeah,
I
I love cats.
How many cats do you have currently?
3.
How does it feel knowing that there are 3 things in your apartment constantly plotting to kill you?
At first I kind of thought that were the case, but we have a pretty good mutual respect here.
You sure? Sure about that? Is that what they want you to believe?
No, they
You're
love
giving them
that.
just too much credit. I mean, they're an
having
animal.
having met their cats, I would say max only one of the 3 wants to kill. Max. The like
Xena,
black
the
and
one
white
that
like chubby one, like I feel like he wouldn't hurt nobody.
no, Huxley, she wouldn't. She doesn't even like. I can get the squirt bottle out. Speaking of, it's right here. I can get that out and go to squirt the cats. Benson and Little Man will both run. Huxley just looks at me and lays down like, I'm still gonna wait for food. Like, I don't know what you want. I
Yeah,
squirt her and she's like, "Meow, feed me."
yeah. So I feel like she wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah,
No, she's sweet.
very nice. All right, well,
Benson's feisty, but he likes me. Little Man he's the one that like he'll sit in the doorway in the dark and just stare at me when I'm like cuddling up to Marissa. And I'm
yep,
like, he definitely wants to kill me.
yeah, absolutely does. Clearly. Oh shit! All right, well, thank you very much for the question, Jacob. We do appreciate it. Everybody listening, you can write into the show just like Jacob did. Identity Crisis at gmail.com. We'd love to read. We'd love to get some new listener questions. That would be good. Not that there's anything wrong with our old listener questions, but new blood's never a bad thing. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some video games. What are we playing now? Justin, why don't you kick us off?
Well, this will be quick and easy for everybody. Computer's still not really in working condition. So I honestly don't think I played anything since we all played last Monday.
Really?
Hmm.
Damn.
Not video game related, at least. Obviously, I've been playing Torn. Did my first chain, so it's kind of funny because that elimination I had talked about a couple episodes ago finally ended. Our team got fourth place, and then like 2 days later, a chain started, and that went for 5 days. And basically, a chain just means your faction is going, and when you make an attack, whenever a faction gets 10 kills within 5 minutes, it starts a chain.
Yeah.
And then you have to get the timer goes down for 5 minutes to 0. And as long as somebody kills someone in that 5 minutes, and we went for 4.5 days.
Damn.
Yeah, it had like, I think 4,800 kills. I only had 100 and
Jesus.
some. But
Only.
yeah,
Still
I
a
mean
lot.
this month alone, I think I've gotten like 20 some merits or awards, which let you spend them to unlock permanent upgrades to your character. So it's been pretty beneficial for that, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to having a more relaxed torrent experience again.
There you go.
Like before, I just felt like I had to log in to do things on a timer, and now everything's back to normal.
There you go.
And then finally, this was going to be part of my pick of the week, but I'll just talk about it now. I played. Marissa and I went over to one of her coworkers' house this weekend, and her husband, who I'd never met before this, but he's in one of Huff and I's Discord. He's big into the tabletop nerd games as well, but I went over there and he taught me how to play Gaslands.
Oh, nice.
And so we played 2 games. I won the first one and he won the second by barely anything at all, but it was a ton of fun and I'm definitely looking forward to getting to play more. I did play last Thursday as well on Tabletop Simulator. Some random dudes taught me kind of the real basics, and then Roger taught me more in depth.
Very
So now I'm
nice.
ready to play with Huff.
There you go. Very cool. All right. Josh, what have you been playing?
I played some Gloomhaven,
All right.
and which I think is still free right now for people
Mm-hmm.
listening on Epic Game Store. So, go grab that. It's a really, really good game. And Genshin.
Of course.
3.1 comes out here tomorrow, I think.
Ooh, there you go.
So the desert and all of the Egypt themed stuff. So that'll be cool. And I think I've played nothing else, honestly.
All right. Fair enough.
Had a good friend in town over the weekend, so hung out instead of gaming. And if I played anything else, I can't think of it.
Nothing that trips your memory, at least. Nothing worthwhile.
Nothing that. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing I
enough.
can think of.
That works. Well, we all played Stick Fight last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah, so
did.
there you go.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
time. That was a lot of fun. Which that's on YouTube, is it not? Did you upload that or no?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't think I did.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I
Well,
can. I can. We can
I get
upload that.
from
But
from now on, everybody join us live. That makes more sense. Every Monday, 6:30 p.m. We're gonna stream once a month. I think we decided we're just gonna stream a game. Yeah, so that was a good time. That was a lot of fun. I laughed a
That
lot.
was.
Yeah, it was a really good time. So, Adam, what have you been playing?
Let's see. So since before Stick Fight, oh, Cat and I on a whim downloaded what is that? Dreamlight Valley or whatever was on Game Pass, the like Disney Animal
Oh yeah,
Crossing
I've been
Stardew
seeing
Valley
that.
game
Yeah,
or whatever. Surprisingly entertaining,
is it really?
actually. Yeah, I mean it's obviously a little interesting with like Disney stuff, but like as far as like Animal Crossing, like it's okay. It's
Yeah,
entertaining.
all right, fair enough.
It was free, so that was nice.
Yeah, that helps. That helps.
On the
What
console,
was
at
it free
least.
on?
On the console, Game Pass is all we have anymore.
Oh, you don't got
We
it.
don't
I was
have
like, I
the
thought you got rid of Game Pass.
we don't have the ultimate
PC.
like PC version, just the console version.
I thought about playing that. It kind of reminded me of Sims.
It's actually surprisingly good. Like the Remy part with Ratatouille, like he's a character that you can unlock, and we just have him like following us around all the time. It's awesome.
Nice. There you go.
On a whim, well, because I watched the anime Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I reinstalled Cyberpunk 2077 and started playing it where I had left off, which was like 40 hours in, and hadn't really done a lot of the story, but I had unlocked like a lot of the side quest kind of stuff, and they've changed a lot of that game
I
since the
bet they
last time I
have.
played, which
I
was
bet.
in December of 2020 was the last time I played according to
Damn.
Steam. So
I just want to interject here. And before this show came out, I told Adam that when I get my new computer or built finally, like the first game I think I wanted to play was Cyberpunk. And he's like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Like that game was like blah. And then he
mhm.
messages me and he's like, so I'm installing Cyberpunk. And I was like, because of the show. And he goes, yeah, the show really made me want to watch it. And I was like, and I did the type every other letter in caps. It's like, I'm
Why
never
would
going
you?
to play Cyberpunk. Or yeah, why would you play Cyberpunk? He's like, I know. But
That's
it was
awesome.
just funny because it was literally like 4 days before
I
he
know,
watched the show and then installed. That
and
show is raw.
it's a very good
I
show.
haven't seen it yet.
That's gonna be my pick of the
Dude,
week, so
Oh,
I
there
might
you
as well
go.
just throw that out now.
yeah.
Cyberpunk Edge
It's
Runners,
I'm only like 4 episodes in, but it's
super good.
fucking awesome.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Cool.
Don't watch
But
it with kids.
yeah,
Don't watch it
don't
with
very
kids.
adult. But yeah, the game has actually been really entertaining. I've enjoyed
N-
it more this time
Now
than
that
I
everything
recall.
works.
That, and I was kind of like joking with Justin. I was like, man, the only thing that would really make this game awesome is if like there was mod support. And I did some googling, and apparently, like just a couple weeks ago, CD Projekt Red opened up like a mod support tool,
Interesting.
and there's already like a couple thousand mods for the game. Like people are starting to make it like crazy. So I'm just like, they've opened the floodgates, and I feel like this game is going to become actually super cool finally, because people are going to start adding in all sorts of cool things and potentially make it so it's multiplayer. And Justin and I were joking, it's like how long till we have like Cyberpunk RP like servers and stuff, and that's going to be where that game becomes awesome.
Right.
That would be so fun.
Hmm.
I mean, isn't there a cyberpunk like role playing game from like a million years ago already?
Mm.
So like
Mm.
they have the technology.
Right.
Just convert the role playing game into a role playing game in game.
I just need to make somehow it multiplayer and like have servers and
Yeah,
people just role play their character. Like that's
they'll
what
just
needs
let
to
the
happen.
modders. They'll let the modders do it for free.
Hmm.
So, yep.
So that's actually been a lot of fun.
Cool.
I've been playing that quite a bit, and then reinstalled Stalker, like a different mod pack called Gamma, and that's been a lot of fun as well. Just been in the looter shooter mode.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
You played at least one round of Tarkov when I was
Oh
over.
yeah, I still play like a daily dose of like a scav run here and there, just to never get rusty in that game, but
There you go.
still don't get like super invested. But
You also played another game that you were texting me about that I recommended the other week.
yeah, we didn't get super far. We played
Oh,
it for
okay.
maybe like an hour at best,
Fair
so I
enough.
don't really want to go in depth with it yet. But it was definitely what the fuck. It was almost
So
like, I guess, talking about can't even remember what it's called. Immortality, whatever.
immortality, yeah.
Like keep going down rabbit
Oh
holes,
yeah.
and it's like at one point you're like, I need to go all the way back to the beginning and like look at a different item in the scene, and like I don't know, like it almost was getting on the verge of like a little tedious, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I don't know.
I can see how it can get it because it's repetitive, right? You're just doing the same
Hmm.
thing. But the figuring out what the fuck is going on kept me strung along long enough to
Because
get
right
through the
now it's
game.
just
Yeah.
weird independent film with
But
weirdo actors, and
but
I don't know.
you discovered the gameplay mechanic, right? Like when your controller rumbles,
I don't know, maybe.
that's where it gets what the fuck. No? Okay, you obviously haven't yet.
Maybe, I don't know.
You haven't even
Cat was controlling the controller,
you
so I don't
haven't
know what to do.
even seen a single what the fuck moment yet then. That's when the game gets batshit fucking crazy. You gotta go
Hmm.
back at him. You gotta go back.
We will at some point.
When your controller starts rumbling, just a tip, rewinding and fast forwarding will do some crazy shit. I'm just saying. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in
We
mind.
we found ourselves playing things backwards because it sounded like David Lynch, like how he would do a lot of his stuff like backwards, and
There
like
you go.
it was very. That's what we kept comparing it to, kind of like his like
Yeah.
experimental like filmography, like David Lynch sort of
There
weird
you go.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
just
maybe to us it's just kind of normal because we've watched so
that
much of
could
that
be.
kind of shit. So like I don't know.
Yeah, if you ever do go back, just start playing looking at scenes, and if your controller starts rumbling or you hear like a weird noise, just use the rewind fast forward function. Fucking wild, dude. Fucking wild. Justin, did you ever end up playing it?
No. No,
Okay.
we looked at it and no.
Okay, fair enough. It's not for everybody, that's for damn sure. So,
I mean, it might be. We've just been actually pretty busy this
yeah.
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 since we were talking about it.
Um yeah, I don't know. It's worth playing. And the ending is such a mind fuck. God, it's such a good game. Anyway, so I've talked enough about it. I apologize. I'll stop ranting.
I have added
So
it to
that
my wish list.
did
So
you add
that
it?
I did add it to the wish list. So if it goes on sale,
There you go.
I just don't know if I can commit to buy a game at full price that I won't play. Uh,
I
you
don't think
know.
I would spend $20 for it either. Free sounds like perfect amount.
Game Pass is perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Nope.
still
Yeah.
have my month trial of Game Pass. So
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
See, there you go.
Try it.
Yeah. Having finished the game, I would now pay $20 for it, but I can totally understand. Especially if you watch the trailer, you're like, "What the fuck is this? I'm not playing this. What the fuck?" But it is dope. All right. So me, I have been playing. I've decided that I'm just never going to beat the main quest line of Skyrim. It's just always going to be something that I never accomplished. Cause I ran into the same thing I've ran into like the past 3 fucking times I went to go beat the main quest line. You hit a point in that game where you just can't be killed. Like you just hit a point where you're so OP, it's not even fun to play anymore. Like I don't even take damage at this point, and I can basically kill everything in one hit. And I'm like, I don't. This isn't fun. So I did like all the side quest shit again. All that's done. All I have left is the main quest, but I just have no desire to go back. None. So that's probably just gonna be a game I never complete, and I'm okay with that. So, um, I did make it further than I've ever made it before in the main quest, but I don't know if
You
I want to go
gotta
back.
you gotta
Quitter.
start over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Start
then
off
do-
right.
Start over again and then do none of the side quests so that you're
Yeah,
horribly under-leveled for the
Yeah,
main
there you
quest.
go.
Damn.
There you go.
That's one of those games, just like Fallout. I love going in and like putting random rules on yourself. Like I'm gonna try and beat the game, but like only do this and like
Yeah.
never touch this part of it, and like put like a
I
rule
never
set
stick
on
to it.
yourself. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never stick to it. I always end up doing the same shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Going in
fuck.
like Fallout 3, like this time I'm doing melee only. Like this time no stem packs, like nothing.
No stim packs?
Uh
Jesus.
yeah.
You gotta make it hardcore at
Yeah.
points, or else it just gets repetitive.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I will say the last time I did Skyrim, and this was like 5 or 6 years ago, I used something, cheats or something, to let me get to the point where I could do werewolf right away.
Oh, really?
And made myself a werewolf and just played without ever coming out.
Just a werewolf the whole time? Nice.
Yeah, I think you have to come out at
Yeah, well, if
certain
you enter a
time.
town, everybody tries to kill you.
Yeah, and that was kind of what I was doing.
Yeah.
For the most part, I was just werewolf all the time.
Nice.
But that severely limits what you can do, so
Right.
it got kind of boring.
Yeah, that's fair. So then I played I decided, since I've been talking about nothing but Skyrim for a month, I needed to play something new. So I downloaded the new Square Enix game that just released called Diofield Chronicle. And it's alright. Like it's very okay. It's kind of like a mix up of like a Final Fantasy Tactics or like Valkyria Chronicles, but then it's not turn based. Like it's more real time. So the combat's like a StarCraft kind of, right? So you're ordering your troops around the field, but the whole thing is still going as they're moving. Like the whole battle's taking place even as they're moving. It's not turn based. Like this person goes and then this person goes and then this person goes. So, but it's just not. I don't know. It's like it's a lot slower than I was hoping it was going to be, and I was even like going in the options menu to see if you could speed it up, and you can't, which is kind of annoying. But I don't know. It's very okay. So I paid full price for it, and I wish I hadn't. So that's one. If it's something, if you're like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, wait for a sale. Definitely wait for a sale. Um, and then the game I've been playing the most is I'm super digging Rings of Power, man. Like I think I like it better than House of the Dragon, to be honest with you. Like I really like that show. So I was watching it and I was like, I need to play some Lord of the Rings. So I re-downloaded Shadow of Mordor. I forgot how fucking solid that game is, man. That is a solid fucking game.
Yeah, Huff, you're gonna have to play that one.
Dude, really good.
Yeah, you said it's free on Prime right now.
Yeah. I think it was Prime, wasn't it, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, super solid. Like the combat is really rewarding. Like it's kind of at first you think it's a little bit of like Arkham City syndrome or like old school Assassin's Creed syndrome where you're just hitting counter the whole time, but they throw different enemies who have different stuff at you that you can't just counter the whole time, and then if there are a bunch of them are attacking you at once, it's craziness. And then taking on war chiefs is really difficult. Some of them are really tough. So just a super solid game, man. And
It's cool too how, like, if a guy beats you, then they get stronger, and like if just a regular dude kills you, then he can become a war chief.
Yeah.
And they can get stronger, so the world kind of evolves with you as you're playing.
And then Shadow of War takes that a step further, which is the sequel, which I actually never beat, and I can't remember why, but I'm gonna get back to that and I'm gonna finish that game. But yeah, it's got squirt bottle going. But they the second game takes
Marissa
it
came in. She's like,
yeah. This
This Marissa came in and she's like, "Raw," like I was squirting you.
Yeah.
No, definitely the cats.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
The second game takes it a step further where you have like a whole nemesis thing where like if you kill like a war chief, they don't always necessarily die. They can come back stronger. Like even if you beat them, and then they're infinitely stronger, and then they might have something where like ranged attacks won't work on them and stuff like that. So it's just a super dope game, really good. So that's all I've been playing. A little more Final Fantasy 9 on the Switch when I lay in bed, and that's about it. So I'm
I
glad I discovered I'm getting a lot of gaming in with my wife out of town 5 days a week. So I'm playing a lot more games than I normally would, which is cool.
I
For
meant
now,
to.
temporarily cool.
I don't know, dude. I texted you and asked how it was going, and you said surprisingly really boring. So I think that you.
Well, I mean, yeah, because really at the end of the
You
day,
can
I
only
come
play so
home.
many games for your.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
just
gets
it.
boring. Yeah.
But like next week, we're me and some buddies are going to Sioux Falls. We're gonna do some Top Golf. So I'm getting out of the house too. So I've never done Top Golf. I'm really excited to try it.
You
It's a
should be
lot of
coming
fun.
here and visiting while you got
With my
Yeah.
1 day off, like I don't.
bachelor time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spend
Dri-
it with us, bro.
drive 4 hours for 1 day, 4 hours there, 4 hours back.
I'm just hearing a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Ryan, and I'm a little bitch.
That's fair. That is exactly what I said verbatim. So, all right, that
We
wraps
just
up.
miss you.
I got a question.
Whatcha?
I meant to send y'all this, but have you seen the Kickstarter for the game Guns on Darkness?
Mm-mm.
So it kind of reminds me a little bit. It's like a tactical shooter, maybe like a little bit of XCOM or something like that. But the reason why I bring it up is the lead developer is Shoji Meguro, who made the Persona games and
Ooh.
Shin Megami Tensei. He's the game
Don't
director for all of
RPG.
those. So I'll throw
I'll
a
say link
link
it in chat somewhere.
in chat, but I'll throw it in the Discord. But I figured it would be maybe right up your alley based off of purely who the director is. But
Hmm.
uh, I'll throw
Interesting.
it
All
in
right.
their Identity links channel or
Perfect.
general or something.
All right. Well, let's move on to some news. Before we get into the meat of the news, we should probably drop Last of Us trailer released today. I'm
I
fucking
didn't watch
hyped.
it yet.
Oh.
I
Josh,
know
did you?
I failed you.
No,
Adam, not pleased with the Ellie casting.
Yeah, I didn't. I did not like it personally.
Interesting.
Granted, she doesn't say a single word in the trailer at
Yeah.
all, so I don't
It's
know.
more of a visual thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Well, really,
but
if
I guess my only criticism is like the first half of it. I was like, oh, it looks like The Walking Dead, and then that's
yeah, a
what
little
my
bit.
fear was, is they were gonna lean into like just that look. And towards the end, it got a little better, reminding me
Yeah.
more of the original Last of Us.
Yeah.
But
I was kind of
eh, yeah,
hoping
I
we
don't
were
know.
gonna get to see Bill, who's being played by Nick Offerman, who's uh my spirit animal. I fucking love Nick Offerman.
same.
So that'll be really exciting. I'm so pumped for that show, man. I can't fucking wait. All right, so but that dropped today. I didn't put that in the news because it just happened today. But we'll get on to number one. It turns out Disney. Yeah, very nice.
Yes.
Ron Swanson. Hell yeah. He- when
I need to
oh
get a
man.
couple of his woodworking books. Like I've heard he's a huge carpenter
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he is.
I
Yeah.
watched a
and has a
video of like
couple
a
really good
tour of his
books.
shop, and his shop. So
So
I
jealous.
yes, I would love to just like hang out with him in real life for a day. Uh,
Hell yeah.
I'd be sad it was just a day. I'd be like, can we have more?
Yeah. Can you adopt me?
yeah.
All right, let's do some news. Number one, turns out Disney is not done with EA after all. EA Motive, the studio behind Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Squadrons, and the upcoming Dead Space remake, announced that they are working on a new Iron Man game. While there are barely any details yet, developers have said the game will be a story-driven third-person action game. Um, so I'm excited and not excited for this. I feel like an Iron Man game is gonna kind of be like a Superman game, right? Like, how do you make it fun? That's gonna be the big question.
That's my question too.
The second big question is it's EA. I mean, that's not a question, but it's EA. So that's always something to worry about. I will say Star Wars Squadrons, gameplay wise, was good. The story was fucking dog shit, but the overall gameplay loop, it was fun. It was a fun game. Battlefront 2 was an unmitigated disaster. That's well documented. Dead Space remake looks dope if they can pull it off. So as long as they don't stray too far from the original story. So I would say out of all the EA studios, this one kind of gives me the most hope that they might be able to make this game fun. But Justin, we'll go to you. What do you think about this?
I don't know. Single player.
Oh, we
I
don't
did.
know yet. They
Uh,
could have
the
multiplayer
thing,
elements.
the article that I read said that they're making a strictly single player game.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You did say story driven, and
Yeah.
tends to be a little more single player oriented.
Well, yeah, but like Uncharted had a multiplayer mode. Gears of War has a multiplayer mode. Like
The
the
article I read said
yeah.
strictly single player.
Okay. Okay, so
So,
you don't give a damn.
I mean, I would be more apt to play Spider-Man, and I've never played that.
Yeah. That's probably a better choice anyways, to be honest. So
But we don't know. It could be cool. Like the idea of getting to fly around if done right.
yeah.
I just think of Anthem though. Like Anthem kind of reminded me of what an Iron Man flying around
Mhm.
could be. So if they pull off the mechanics, it could be a really fun game, and you
Yeah.
never know. But yeah, I don't know. EA doing it as well is sort of like
Yeah. See, like, and I started thinking about that too, right? Like, um, Insomniac, which did Spider-Man, which is a fucking incredible development studio, and really the steal of the year when Sony bought them for like $250,000, I think it was, like super cheap, and now they're easily one of their top studios, probably just behind Naughty Dog. Um, but like in Spider-Man, if you want a new suit, you just unlock it in the game. And actually, a lot of the suits they just put out as free DLC, like classic Spidey suits, like the Raimi Spider-Man suit. That was free. They just gave it to people. Um, what's EA going to charge for different Iron Man suits? Like, what is it
There's a
going to
lot of
cost?
different Iron Man suits in the
Yeah,
comic.
right.
There's a lot of different ones.
What is it going to
Hundreds of them.
cost us to get us different Iron Man suits? I already can't even imagine. So
You can work in game to get it. It will just only take 9,000 hours
Yeah.
per suit.
Yeah, there you go.
And even that gets you a loot box token, which might get you the
Oh,
suit
there you go.
want.
Yeah,
But you're gonna
yeah.
get 10,000 of the other suits you don't want.
Yeah. Adam, does this do anything for you?
I think the problem with a lot of those games, like you said with the Superman thing, is like Spider-Man is a good example of you have to be grounded to an extent, and
Yeah,
you actually are in the city and stuff happens. If you're an Iron Man or a Superman, you're flying over the city the whole
right,
time. What's the point of going down in the city and
right,
like actually seeing the world and what's going on? I guess if that makes any sense. Like it's very easy to just fly over everything to get to point A to point B, and you're missing out on all of those like crazy interactions and like things that make it feel so alive.
right.
So I think it's an interesting balance that you have to do if you're going to make it work. But I've just never been a big fan of Iron Man. I think it'd be interesting if he did it at the beginning of his story, like making the thing, doing some stuff in the Middle East, coming back, trying to figure it out. So you're kind of still grounded and figuring out
Yeah,
like stuff as Iron Man. I think that's the only way it would like kind of work
right.
personally. But
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. I mean, think about the since the Marvel boom. Think about the Marvel games that have already been released and that we know are coming. None of them can fly. Nobody can fly in any of them. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Captain America, Black Panther. The only game that tried to do it was Marvel's Avengers. We saw how that worked out. That was less than ideal. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Um, Josh, what do you got on this?
I like the character, so that's a plus. I think it's just a little too early to tell, to be honest. Because to Adam's point, I think it'd be interesting if it was like super early on in his career. But also there could be plot reasons why, like the armor doesn't work as it would in the movie or the comic or something like that.
Right.
Or hell, it could take place in space for all we know, in which case, like, flying will be very important and, like, pivotal to the getting to places. I doubt that that's the case, because that's not really the Iron Man story that people are looking for typically. But we don't have a ton of knowledge yet on what we would get. So I've always wanted specifically a Civil War like game. Just
That'd be wild.
Civil War the comic, not so much the Avengers movie,
Yeah,
but that would just be dope. But there's too much. There's too much. I can't imagine it doing well in a game. Just um
Just
also
think about how many IPs you'd have to bring into that game too. Because I mean, in the comic, there's mutants. There's, you know what I mean.
and Tony Stark's a huge d-bag in that comic series, so I'd really want it to be a Captain America game that is
Right.
Civil War, because like he's the right one.
Yeah.
Like, because on Tony Stark's side, you're just like, okay, in this chapter of the game, be a d-bag to Spider-Man, and then also work with Reed Richards to be a d-bag to tons of other people.
Yeah.
And
It's like one of the chapters in the game was like a like a multiple choice choose your own thing to try and or convince Spider-Man to take his mask off. Like
yeah,
that's the whole chapter.
yes. It's like an LA noir. Like you gotta
Yeah.
like watch his facial structure to
Yep.
like, am I getting him to
Yeah.
reveal his secret identity? Yeah, it's too early to tell like what that game would look like. I'm equally hesitant to say that it sounds amazing, but it could be, you know.
Right.
I imagine because it's from EA specifically, it'll be wildly fine.
Yeah.
Like it probably won't be, best game of the year. It'll probably have loot boxes and shit that I don't want. It will probably be entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll expect much more out of it.
Right. So just as one of the poor souls who played the entire Marvel's Avengers game, there were really 3 Iron Man parts of that game. The first part was you start off as Tony Stark, and where you're living is being attacked, and you're running through the mansion picking up different pieces of your armor, so that you can go out and fight. And that was like, it was all right. And then another part was probably the most fun, but it also wasn't a whole lot of fun. Would you say, Justin? I missed it.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. But so the second part, you're like,
Y'all can watch the VOD. It's fine. Uh,
um,
uh,
Adam's not gonna make it. Adam had to mute himself. Oh shit,
Good times.
We're good.
we're good now. So anyways, the second Iron Man part, you're like flying through this canyon. There's a bunch of turrets shooting at you, but it's like a linear canyon level, like you're just flying through. And then the last part is you're flying up into space, and it's essentially just it kind of reminded me of the Superman 64 rings level. Like you just
yeah.
have to guide him going straight up, and you have to follow where it's telling you to go. And those are the Iron Man parts. And so you see that and you're like, how is this game going to be fun? Like, how are they going to make this game fun? I don't know. Plus, it's EA on top of it. Like, if you put it in the hands of a better studio, maybe. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't think they were ready to release this yet either, by the way. I think there was a leak upcoming and they got ahead of it because it was very just oh, by the way, hey, we're making an Iron Man game. Like, that was it. So, I don't know. All right, let's move on to number 2. Jason Castro, better known as Videogame Dunkey, has announced that he and his wife Leah are starting their own publishing company. Their company is called Big Mode, and according to a video posted to his YouTube channel, will focus on publishing indie games from creative, unique, and driven game developers. So I will say, have you guys been following Dunkey for a while?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was a joke at first.
I did too, dude. I was like, no way.
100% that I was like, okay,
Yeah,
he's like, I'm just taking this into my own hands. And he's like, oh
right.
shit, he's taking it into his own
Yeah.
hands.
So I will
Okay.
say, he has always been a champion for indie games.
Mhm.
Like always. He highlights him on his the first time I heard of Stick Fight, the game we just played last week, was because Video Game Nookie played it. And he put up a video on his YouTube channel of him and his buddies playing Stick Fight. Um so he's always been a champion for indie games. Um so I think this is exciting news. Especially if he's not going to put out anything that's not original. So I can't wait to see what developers he works with. But when we were talking about this in the Discord channel, Josh made a couple good points, so I want to throw it to him first. Josh, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I feel like my first thought is just because you know a good game when you play it doesn't mean you can make good games. Uh, I fully anticipate almost every single indie developer really loves their game. They
Yeah,
would not have put thousands and thousands of hours into making and like producing all of the assets and everything if they knew they were putting out dog shit. Um, and so my first thought is like, what is he adding here? To like, let's say someone comes to him and says like, okay, here's my idea, here's my demo or something. Like, what does he do? What is he adding? He's like, oh yeah, this is fun. Okay, like you're not a developer, you don't actually know how games are made, I assume. I mean, he's been a YouTuber for a million years, so like I don't think he has any like video game development background.
I think
um
so.
so I really hope it's successful. I love his YouTube channel and I do think he really knows his shit as far as indie games are concerned, but I'm cautiously optimistic about how well this is going to go. I have a very very big feeling it won't be like a Devolver Digital that like is just a triumph of the human spirit as far as indie game publishers are concerned. I imagine it's going to be like there's one good release and 5 mediocre releases
Right.
a year, where the games were really good on paper, but in execution they were fine. Um, if he's really, really only allowing amazing, you know, diamonds in the rough to be published, he's also going to have to uh, cancel development of stuff halfway through, like drop games from him as a publisher, because those games are not going to get better theoretically. So I think I kind of think he's got a little bit of a rude awakening in ahead of him. But I'm I hope it's very successful. I hope they make gems. I would love that. But
Right. Definitely. Adam, where are you at?
So my thought is to kind of Justice point, but a little different twist. He's been around in the industry sort of for a while. I bet he has met a lot of people. I
hmm.
mean, to Ryan's point, he's heard about all these independent games because of him. you know all the people that are making independent games know of him at this point and probably are like him and are familiar with him. So like, why wouldn't they go to him? Because he's already been around, and it's going to be, you're hitting that bigger of audience. So like, I think he's probably has a lot of people coming to him at this point with their game, and he probably can pick and choose and find those really good ones to make a splash at the beginning. It just, can you continue to find those really good games? This is going to be the, proof in the pudding sort of thing for him for the long term. But I think he's going to probably do pretty well at the beginning. To be honest,
Yeah.
he's just, I guarantee you there are people coming to him with tons of games now and being like, publish this game, help me get it on Steam the right way, because you've played enough that you know what a shit game is and what a good game should be. And if it's good, what's going to stop him from putting it on his YouTube channel and self promoting a little bit?
Right.
And I don't know, and you're going to be hitting that many more people. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, millions of people watch his videos. Millions. So that's huge. Um, I
And you
thought
have enough, you have so much like data with like all the comments on people and stuff to like, I'm sure you kind of have a feeling of what people, or at least your community that
right,
watch your kind of games, which I mean is millions, is, you can get some really interesting data points from
for
that,
sure,
that you could probably be pretty successful and makes a good chunk of change.
for sure. And like, kind of to your point, like I also thought it was a joke because I saw it pop up on Twitter first. Like, thank you for supporting Big Mode, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I thought it was totally a joke. And then I started watching the video, and I still kind of thought it was a joke.
Hmm.
And then I realized, like, oh, this is a fucking sales pitch. Like, this is legitimate. He's going all in on this shit. So,
He's
which is,
growing up. He's
yeah, no
trying to be
shit.
a businessman, is
There
really
you
what it
go.
is.
Right. Well, YouTube probably isn't paying what it
Taking what
used to.
he's done for his whole life and figuring out how to way to like make even more money
Right.
off. We'll see.
Really quick, but I completely forgot it. Did any of you read the application on the
No.
website to apply? One of the
Oh, I should look that up.
I pulled it up. Just there's a bunch of stuff in there, like about how far you are in the game and things like that. But one of the agreement check boxes at the bottom, like 18 or older, cool. I can confirm that my game does not include any use of NFTs, crypto, or blockchain technology. Um,
Interesting.
that's a statement.
That's a bold statement.
So I thought that was
Get
pretty
that
nice.
shit out of here.
Yeah. Because I don't think you can even submit. You can't. I don't know that you can even submit unless you click all those check boxes. So
That's crazy. Interesting. Justin, what are your thoughts on this?
Fucking cats. I sort of, to Josh's point, I mean I haven't watched a ton of his videos, but I am curious how well he'll do at managing his time between sticking to what he's doing and keeping his income going
Right.
and diving into, like, I just imagine this is going to be a ton of work he's going to be bogged down with, having to see these games, meet with people. I I don't know, like, this seems like I'm hoping that there's more people. It's not just him and his wife, because that seems like quite the endeavor to take for two people. If he's did well financially and has some savings lined up, and he can take a break from the other stuff.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing with like the streamer world is, if you quit doing it for a while, you can. Well, I'm sure he could pick it back up, but if he
Yeah.
loses that revenue stream, I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see how he's able to juggle what he's got going on to
Right.
keep both of them successful and not just fail at both.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how many he takes on for sure. Because you got to imagine he has a fuckload of applications. Probably, I'm sure he's got a ton.
Hmm.
So maybe he'll take it slow, couple, one, two, maybe, and just see how it goes. But I think
I
this is exciting for indie devs. Like, the outreach, he reaches millions of people. I think that's obviously probably the biggest bonus to having him on board. Um, and then, like I said, man, he's highlighted some super unique games. Like, the first time I ever heard of Carrion was off him. The first time I ever heard of that Spy Party game Leif and I played and had a blast. That was because I saw him doing it.
Untitled Goose Game. I
Yeah,
learned through
Untitled
him.
Goose Game. Fuck yeah. So, um, I think it's exciting. I can't wait to see what his first game that comes out is. So that he publishes. So we'll see what happens there. But good luck to him, man. So I do love him because he's solely based on like user generated money, right? Like he's not beholden to any. He says what the fuck he wants when he wants. Like he never pulls punches. In one of his videos, he talks about how he once signed a contract with Microsoft for their Summer Games Fest or whatever. And the first game that they had him play, he made a video and just shit on how bad the game was, and then they terminated his contract. So he's not afraid to fucking say it like it is. So I like it. So all right, number 3. Rockstar Games suffered a major leak last week when numerous files and screenshots were released to the public from their upcoming game Grand Theft Auto 6. So leaks suck, obviously. I think we can all agree on that. Sucks for the developers, sucks for the gamers, because stuff
Was
that
it a leak or a hack?
both. I guess both.
Both.
Yeah.
Also,
So
it wasn't listed here, but the hacker's been arrested
good.
as of yesterday or 2 days
Was it a
ago.
former employee? Was that true?
No, it's a
Okay.
17-year-old kid from the UK who was currently on bail
Damn.
for the Uber and Nvidia hacks. So
Really?
he going to jail for a long time
Oh,
probably.
fuck.
Because
No, he's probably gonna get recruited by the government.
Right?
Dude,
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm thinking.
eventually,
On
but
paper, he's going away.
yeah.
Somewhere important.
Damn, dude.
He's a net runner now.
So yeah, obviously leaks, hacks, whatever you want to call it, suck. Mainly for the developers because they're working their asses off to put out these really good games, and the stuff is released before they're ready to release it. Sucks for gamers too. I didn't look into any of this. Like I didn't look at any of it because I don't want to know. Like I want to see it when the game comes out. So, um, but I don't know. At the same time, like I saw some stuff on Twitter, like somebody posted a screenshot. It looked like from like the inside of a car. It looked like was that part of the leak? I'm not sure. But anyways, and said like, "Oh, this looks like shit. I can't believe this is what they're developing." And it's like pre-alpha game. Like this is not even close to the finished product. And somebody underneath it actually commented, "Still looks better than a finished Ubisoft game." I was like, "Nice." So yeah, I don't know. This sucks, but as you're all pretty big Grand Theft Auto fans, at least Adam and Justin are definitely big Grand Theft Auto fans. So, Justin, we'll go to you first. What do you think?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what to really say on that. I would agree that the leaks kind of suck, but
It's not going
yeah,
to affect you purchasing the game, I'm guessing.
no,
Yeah.
no, it doesn't. I don't imagine it's going to affect anyone.
No.
I bet the first person to say this looks like shit is going to be buying the game on day one.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And this is the kind of leak. Obviously, you don't want any leaks to happen, but if it's gonna happen, you want it to happen like this. I think so early in development. You don't want a Last of Us 2 situation, which is the worst possible leak you can have, which is just major story elements getting published ahead of time. Um,
Was
so
that an internal employee?
I can't remember on that one. Adam, do you remember?
I don't remember
I
either.
don't remember. Yeah, but
Just trying to look it up. Yeah.
that was pretty devastating for Naughty Dog. And a bunch of people review bombed it because they saw plot points without understanding how you got to the plot points
Hmm.
because they didn't play the fucking game.
I do
Um,
remember that.
yeah, ridiculous. So
Yeah, I mean, I think GTA is going to be a successful game
no shit.
regardless of what they do. Like, they're even, I don't know, like some of the stuff that I've read about the changes that they're making. It's like, is it still going to be like GTA is kind of known for being edgy and just playing with world politics and being
Yeah.
obnoxious. And they were talking about getting rid of a lot of that. So I think
At that point, they're
depending on
just building a world simulator.
Right.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or a city simulator.
Yeah. I don't
And I
know.
didn't even beat the last campaign, so I don't know that I would care. Because to your point, I really just want to like GTA has some of the best driving in a video game ever. It's so much fun.
I don't know. The story sounds kind of cool. Like they're talking about having a female protagonist. I think that'd be dope. Playing as a female in a Grand Theft Auto game. I think that'd be fucking sweet. So obviously I'm a single player guy. I'd never touched multiplayer in GTA 5 once. Not once did I ever play multiplayer. So, but I did beat the story. So, um, Adam, you got any thoughts on this?
I did look at some of the leaked footage or photos and stuff like that, and I mean, it's exactly what I was expecting, like a better looking GTA 5, because
Right.
5 is already amazing and still is, and it's just in a better engine, so the world looks even better. It's definitely going to make some people's computers run pretty warm, like just from the look of it, I think. So
Nice. Yep. Josh, you got anything to add?
So I guess the only thing I'll mention is like, I mean, it's like the highest selling video
yeah,
game
it's going
of
to do great.
all time, and so I saw some some game developers that were saying this is bad for the company, but it's also bad for the players. And I'm like, that's a bold statement. I don't know that I was impacted at all.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
It's like Elden Ring. Everything else is tainted now because
Yeah.
of it. We are
Yeah.
worse off now because we've had the sacred fruit.
They're like, oh, they saw some pictures. Let's just stop development, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, never mind. Never. They saw the secret sauce. Like, I don't.
They did it to
It,
Batgirl. Why wouldn't they do?
yeah, that's true, I guess. So like, I it's absolutely horrible for the developers. It's horrible for the company. I mean, hacks are terrible in general, even if data isn't, Uh, but the people who are saying like, "Oh, this game is ruined now because look how shitty it looks." Okay, one, this game is going to come out like 4 years from now. Will anyone remember this? Yeah,
I know.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. We've seen a lot of games leak online, like source code and shit, and it affected very few of them. Storyline. Last of Us Part Two obviously had some story elements that people freaked out on because people are shitty, but like a lot of the games where the source code leaks online, or even games are announced before they're supposed to be announced, doesn't stop the hype machine. So from a receiver of this stuff, then I don't know that it affects me one bit. I don't care about what the game looks like now. I didn't even. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube and shit. I don't click any of them. I don't care. It's so early in development that like, what does it matter? But
So another thing I wanted to add, I think this wouldn't be nearly as big of a story as it is if it weren't for games media making it a bigger story than it is. Like when this broke, IGN literally had a headline that said, or the byline of it was Grand Theft Auto leak, whatever, and then the byline was worst leak in video game history. I was like, get the fuck out of here! Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah,
So
the worst was Half-Life 2. Like that's
the
the one I'll never forget. Where like their entire game got leaked pretty
yeah,
much. I remember like everyone and their mother had that shit downloaded and
right,
were playing the
yeah,
leaked source code of Half-Life 2.
yep.
yeah.
Or at least
So
that's the one I will never forget that
I
leak.
think Half Life
That
Two.
leak was huge.
I think Last of Us is definitely up there. Last of Us Part Two is definitely up there. But yeah, there's been a ton worse than this. So many worse than this. And I just think like your Kotakus and your IGNs and your GameSpots want your clicks, so they're gonna make this sound like, oh, it's just as catastrophic. You gotta check this out. Oh my god, and it's really nothing bad at all. So they're gonna be fine. Rockstar's gonna be fine. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be fine. Yes, it sucks. It sucks for the developers, especially, and I feel for them, but they're gonna be all right. They're gonna come out on top. So, all right, that wraps up the news. Conspiracy theory time, Justin. Also, you're muted.
Don't
I didn't know if you
spray
knew that.
the bottle of water at her. Don't.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Ryan.
Hmm.
We're ready.
Let's do it.
No eye contact.
No eye
Put a
contact. No
wall
cheating.
between the two of them. No.
Yep.
Hello.
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 Hey, Blackstone Cherry is a really good band. I want to throw that out there.
Yeah, we should
Hell
go see
yeah.
him sometime.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Very good band.
Should go hang out with Marissa, but won't hang out with us. I see
Yeah.
what
Sorry, Justin.
I don't even know who Blackstone Cherry is.
Yeah. Okay. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. Santo Antonio, a small town in southern Brazil, experienced a storm in 2013 that rained what type of creatures?
It's in Brazil?
Brazil.
Rain.
A, frogs, B, spiders, C, worms, or D, elephants?
There's
Spiders.
no way.
Frogs seem like the most obvious answer.
That's immediately before anything was said. I was thinking fish, so I'm.
Frog seems too obvious. I'm going worms.
So spiders, worms, frogs?
Yep.
No
No,
elephants?
No elephants?
No elephants. It is B, spiders.
Ooh,
Oh.
Justin coming out on top. Look at
Worms got
you.
spider.
Well, now he's got nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
never going to Brazil. Sorry,
So-
sorry, people of Brazil.
I thought that. I picked spiders because I remember seeing those articles of like, I don't remember where it was, Australia or somewhere, I don't know, but though something happened, I don't know if it was flooding or something, but it made spiders come up and then
They like web
Heavy.
everything.
like heavy winds or something caused them to like float with their webs to a lot of places.
Uh-oh.
But long story short, like covered everything in webs and spiders were everywhere. And it looks like that's nightmare fuel. If you want
Yeah.
to look at a picture of nightmare fuel. But that's what I thought of to where I could think like, could I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't want to say tribal, but tribal civilization. Think something more
End of times shit.
supernatural. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because raining
Like
frogs. I
locusts.
feel like like something that could be possible. Elephants. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how that one.
The answer was elephants. I'm
A
definitely
lot
never
of
going
a
to.
lot of people died. A lot of people died.
Well,
That
there'd be a
hail
lot of
was
elephant
bad.
guts.
Yeah.
You're
There'd be
shooting
elephant
up in the
guts
sky
everywhere.
as they fall and still hit you.
Here's my
Just
question:
craters.
Is this a conspiracy though, or did it actually happen? Because it's a
True.
conspiracy theory, but like, was this in the news? Like, is this a thing? Like, because this just seems more like a fun fact.
Right? That sounds like something that did happen.
Right.
Spiders rain down because of the Illuminati. Like, okay, boom, you got me in the last half.
Right.
So I googled it, and summer in southeast Brazil has brought soaring temperatures and some disconcerting eight-legged visitors. Residents in a rural area of southern Minas Gerais state have reported skies raining spiders, a phenomenon which experts say is typical in the region during hot and humid weather.
Typical.
So it's typical. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not even like
I would leave.
Yeah.
Yep. Immediately move. First, I would wherever I lived, I would set that place on fire, and then I would leave. That's what I would do.
I don't
Ugh.
recommend voting for burning the Amazon. That's already happening a little too much. But the spider
fair.
part. Spider
That's
part.
fair.
Sounds like
All right.
something
Bro.
a soul person would say, you soulless man.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love my palm oil and things, but I mean, I also enjoy breathing oxygen. So like,
That's fair.
You can get that in a tank. You're fine.
I gotta look out for myself.
Spaceballs, get a can of it.
Well, congratulations on your win, Justin.
Bro, some of these pictures.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna look it up.
I'm
Never.
gonna need you to post them into Discord chat. And
I don't
So
know if
that
I
I
can.
Let's
I'm
put him on
stressing.
his Ryan's background on his computer. Let's hack in and do it.
All right,
Yeah.
that wraps up conspiracy theory. Let's move on to listener questions. Justin's still
Ugh,
twitching. Let's
God.
move on to some listener questions. First up, Pistol Pete writes in. Hi, Pistol Pete.
what
What
up,
up, Pistol
Pete?
Pete?
Pistol Pete. Pew, pew, pew,
There you
pew.
go. I like the
Let's
delay.
keeping Ryan on his toes
I
there.
like
He was
the
like,
I like the little delay
He's-
there. All right, Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, why are broken ass games allowed to be on sale? Saw Mafia 2 remaster was on sale and thought by now the game should be fixed over a year after release. Turns out I was wrong. I read some very recent user reviews and said it's still full of game-breaking bugs. How is this okay?" I feel like you kind of answered your question in your question, but we'll dive into it. Adam, we'll go to you first. What do you think?
because people keep buying that
Yep,
shit.
exactly why.
Go on Steam, and there are tons of dog shit things out there, and they're there because people buy them, and
Yep.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, right.
Because people have expendable income. I don't know. Like, that's your answer? Because people throw away money. That's why shit exists.
Yep. I mean, if you owned a marketplace, would you put it up for sale if people were gonna buy it? Yeah, you fucking would. Yes, you would. I mean, is that kind of a shitty thing to do? Sure. But it's all about
Money's
making
money.
money. Money's money. That's all it's about. So, Josh, you got anything to add?
I'm gonna answer this question by asking more questions. Why do people use like loot boxes? Why do people buy NFT in game? Why do people pre-order dog shit games? Why do people buy any Call of Duty after Ghost came out? These are all questions you know the answer to, and they are the same answer. Because people are shitty and don't learn their lesson. They're like, oh man, this 4,000th shitty game from the same company also was shitty.
Shame on.
Well, better luck next time.
Right.
I hope the next one's gonna be good. Yeah.
At the same token, though, I can understand that thought because every football year, I'm like, this is the Vikings year. Every single year. So I get it, Josh. I get it.
yeah,
It's a little different though. You can like
Yeah, I know.
watch that on TV or something.
Kidding.
Like, I don't know. You're not.
I
You kind of
mean,
are. You buy merch and shit, I guess. So you're kind of fueling the fire.
do you have like the
I buy
NFL ticket?
No.
Okay. Or like, I mean, I don't even want to ask what your Bears Vikings tickets were, in price. But
It was my Christmas present, so I'm not sure. So, but I'm sure they were pretty spendy. I have a feeling, but
I would imagine they are more than a shitty EA game.
yeah, oh yeah. Especially it's a divisional game, so it's definitely more for divisional games. So, but Justin, you got anything to add to this? Okay, fair enough.
No, I mean, you guys covered it pretty well. There's,
Mm.
and I mean, also taste is subjective. So,
It's very true.
I mean,
But
we have a
game
ton of
breaking
fun
bugs.
in Star Citizen, and you
Who's
would
we?
consider
Which we
Adam
are
and
you?
I.
Hmm.
The
Yeah,
last
Plenty of
time,
friends that really enjoyed it. We spent many, many, many hours.
the last time that we played Star Citizen together, you rage quit the game. 4 seconds after you opened it. So
Who?
Justin.
Was that the night I played too?
Played is a strong word, but
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
were
I've,
also in the call.
I had played many times since then, but yes,
I'm just talking shit.
no,
But-
but that's what I mean. Like that has essentially the game-breaking bugs, and it just passed $1 million,
yeah.
or how 100 million or whatever.
100
crazy
million.
Half a
number.
billion.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
500 million.
500
500
It was
million.
$500 million.
God
it's raised.
damn.
I
Yeah.
saw on Reddit a picture of like the 500 million like ticker, and then under it, it was a quote from the head of that company, whatever his name is.
Chris Roberts.
Yeah, like dated in 2017. You know, by the end of this
End of
year,
this year.
everyone will have everything. You know, they've purchased thus far. 2017.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice. But to
sorry
Justin's point,
to
it's
interrupt.
subjective. Because if you're willing to deal with bugs to play a game you really like, go for it. But you can't pay me to play Star Citizen ever again. I will never play that game again because I fucking hate it. But
Will you send me your ship?
sure, you can have it. But
Wait, who bought him the account?
oh yeah, Adam gets it. Sorry,
I was
Justin.
like, wait a second.
No,
Did you buy
bought
it?
you bought
I
me
can't remember
Tarkov.
who did.
You bought
Oh
me
yeah,
Tarkov.
yeah.
I bought Star Citizen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's mine to give away as I please.
So when are we
him.
gonna play Tarkov again, right?
Yeah, no shit. So
But either way, I'll take that ship. Thanks.
fair enough. It's all yours.
It's gonna melt it down and get into something better. Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. 100% what I was gonna do.
But anyways, I think it's a little different for a single player game, I think, too, because like you have your friends to get you through it, and this is like you're just fucked. Like if you have a game breaking bug, you're just fucked. So
Well, and it depends too, because assuming PC, like what's a game-breaking bug to some may not be to others, depending on your hardware, which
Yeah.
doesn't help my PC and console debate
yeah,
conversation, but it's true, sadly.
right.
Cyberpunk was a good example of that. Some of the console people like could not play the game at all,
Yeah,
and
if
some of the
you-
PC people like plays fine. I don't know what the problem is.
If you like, I played on Series X and it ran pretty good for me. But if you try to play that shit on an Xbox One, fucking forget it.
I heard it was like
Fucking forget it.
impossible. It was
Yeah.
so descaled or scaled down, and like
I mean,
just
fucking
things wouldn't load right. and-
PlayStation took it off their store. It was so
Mhm.
bad. That never happens. So you know it was bad. All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Pistol Pete. We do appreciate it. Moving on. Adam, probably not our Adam, right? Saying hi, Adam.
What up, Adam?
What about him?
Adam says, "How much would you need to be paid to model on a box of Depends?" It's a very good question.
Depends.
Let's see what you did there. So
Dad jokes for
Adam with the
500.
gosh. So this is a really good question, and I feel like we're gonna have very different answers. But Justin, we'll start with you. How much would you have to get paid?
I should have did more research on this to find out what, like, how much does a TV or a commercial model make?
No idea.
Googling it.
But I'm not gonna lie, not much.
Not much.
It wouldn't cost you much, really.
No.
Apparently, according to Google,
What
they
is-
do not get
what
paid
is-
much an hour.
What is
Oh,
not
I
much?
was gonna say I wouldn't require that much. I mean, depends on how far I'd have to go for filming and how much time it takes.
It's literally
if-
a picture.
Yeah, so
They
if,
take more than a picture.
yeah, I
that's
know.
the thing, because they're gonna like try and find the.
It's not.
Anyway.
It's not going to be days.
It's like it's a shoot, so it'd be like probably an hour or two would be my guess.
An afternoon, maybe at
Yeah.
most.
if it's an afternoon, sorry, Huff, you got something to throw in here? Did you find out how much money we're getting?
So it says with a 2-hour minimum for experienced models, $125 to $175 per hour, but new individuals with no experience, $25 to $75 per hour, typically.
Yeah, I would not do it for that.
Yeah,
You're
and so
gonna-
you're assuming you're gonna be there for 4 hours.
It says
Roughly.
minimum of 2, like 2-hour minimums. So we'll say
Your
3 out of.
face-
Yeah, it's not enough.
Your face will forever be on a box of Depends
Yeah, I would do
Not
it.
forever.
for a long ass time.
I would do it if I got $500. It took no more than 4 hours, and I got food, preferably lunch and dinner, but at least lunch. I would do it.
All right, fair enough. Okay, $500 and lunch. That's where the bar is set so far.
Dude, I would buy some and cut that box and frame it. That would go on the wall.
Fair enough.
That's
I'm just gonna
$500
keep
to
one in
do-
like mint condition.
You'd get $500 to do like literally nothing.
fair enough.
And I think we're all at the stage of our lives where would you honestly care if somebody was like, you're on, and you'd be like, why are you buying Depends, bro? Why do you know that? Because I can't tell you what a single model on a Depends box looks like.
That's
But if
awesome.
somebody calls me out, I'm going to be like, you looking at a lot of Depends boxes?
You shit in your pants? Is that what you do?
Do you
All
look
right,
at my
so-
picture while you shit your pants?
I got weird.
So we got $500 and a free lunch so far. Adam, what do you got?
So I had to do a little bit of research too, and like I just looked at like pictures. What is the person, like the model, look like? And it's generally like a middle-aged, overweight guy in like underwear. Is
Yeah.
what it is, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Not really underwear, more diaper than underwear, really.
I mean, they look like
Yeah,
fucking underwear, kind
really
of ish.
thick underwear.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So my take was gonna be, you're gonna pay me $5,000 and I get some sort of cut off of everyone's sold.
That
Like
was
it
mine
has
too.
to be an ongoing revenue stream for my face to be out there.
Yep.
Some sort of percentage. It's probably small, but it would add up over like the course of the lifetime, and like
Right.
continued royalty sort of thing is how I would have to somehow play it.
Fair enough. So we'll go Josh first. My answer is eerily similar to yours, but Josh, what do you got?
I think it depends on what I'm being asked to do. So there's like depends.
But everyone's got to.
So like there's like
Absolutely
there's like
Netflix.
the pictures on the box, like it typically is just like some random old person, like even fully clothed typically. But the commercial might be, or the might be completely different. So if I'm like fully clothed and they're just implying that I'm wearing Depends, then I'm leaning the $500 in free lunch. I mean, it's gonna be a nice lunch. We're not going to Taco Bell or nothing.
Not getting like some Jimmy John's or something.
At least Taco John's. Like, give me like a stuffed grilled taco and some Olays or something.
Super. They got to get you at least El Super.
Yeah, but if I'm like only clad in this diaper, like full body shot, this is gonna exist on the internet forever. I'm paying them. Like they, I'm winning in this. Everyone has to see that for the future. I can only imagine this will help every business prospect that I have going forward. I would set that
stock footage and like different websites.
I would put that as like my Discord avatar. That's my profile picture on LinkedIn. Like, we're making it happen.
Your cover letter.
You're like, oh, you're doing the Breaking Bad. You're like, no.
You wish. You wish. Yeah. So, $500 free meal, or I will pay them $500, and free meal. And
you order catering for the whole crew.
Well, not the whole crew. Like 4 or 5 people's max.
Okay.
Max 5 people. And hopefully I'll get some too, like any leftovers. But
yeah,
just take them to a buffet. Win-win.
There you go.
Do buffets still exist?
I don't know.
Chinese
Were they canceled?
ones do.
Chinese buffets do still exist, indeed.
Yes. There you go. But then, does everybody like Chinese food? You got to figure that out too.
Well, he's
if they
paying
don't
them
like
$500
Chinese
in a
food,
free meal.
Yeah.
if they don't like Chinese food, they can fuck off. Like, just in general.
Especially
shit-
Chinese buffet food. I mean, come on, how picky
Like-
are you?
It's just fried, delicious garbage.
Stuff.
Yeah. So, and honestly, I imagine if you need, depends. I mean, you like Chinese food, you know. There's a lot of, you know, but because
That was
sometimes if I
Chipotle.
Well,
Some
this
If-
Chipotle way.
this has kind of just sounded like the worst episode of Shark Tank you've ever seen in your entire life. Like just pitches of how much money we want.
Cuban
I'm
would lose it all. It's fine. Didn't he already do that?
I'm gonna submit my depends headshot to Donkey's
Okay.
video game company.
Oh, there you go. There you
Best of
go.
both worlds.
No.
So my answer, I would take $0 up front, 50 cents for every box sold. That's what I would do. And then just keep cashing in. Just keep cashing in that money. So,
It's like every month they send you a check or something.
yep. I think that's the way to do it. Adam, you're on the right track. I think that's the way to do it. So,
I don't
feel
think
like-
they give you 50 cents. That's a lot. You might get
No,
a couple pennies or a
that's what I would fight
fraction of a
for. I
penny.
would fight for 50 cents. All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Adam. That was enlightening. We'll say that was enlightening. That's what that was. I learned
He's
a
calling
lot.
us old.
I learned a lot about our castmates. So that was nice.
But
That was good.
you would learn a lot more about us if we were in that photo shoot. Let's just
Yes.
say
Or
that.
if you came and hang out with us.
Stop it. God. You guys all have cars too, fuckers. All right, we're moving on.
All three of us are gonna drive to
Yes.
one person's house.
My tiny ass town. All right. we're
We could
moving on.
carpool, I guess.
Yeah. Up next, Christian writes in. Hi, Christian.
What up, Christian?
What up, Christian?
Christian says, "Hey, gents. In your opinion, who was an actor or actress that was perfectly cast in a nerdy movie or TV show? I'm going to choose the obvious. Robert Downey Jr. was the perfect Tony Stark, and that's a role that can never be recast, in my opinion." I feel like we've had this question before. Have we had this question before? Or something
don't
very
recall
similar
it.
to it?
I don't
maybe
think
I'm
so.
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, so Robert Downey Jr. will say is off the board because Christian took it. Unless you guys couldn't think of anything else, but this was kind of easy to think of, in my opinion. I have a few of them. Josh, we'll go to you first.
So I gotta say, the perfect role is fucking Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Logan. Hell yeah.
Such a good
Like, I frequently think of Wolverine the character as Hugh Jackman, not
Right.
like as his comic book character, because they're the same person. They're
Right.
they're the same. Plus, I like to think about Hugh Jackman just generally in my free time. But like, just perfect. And had it not been for First Class, then I would say like Patrick Stewart. Professor Xavier is pretty perfect, but they did like a flashback version of him, and that was pretty good.
And then a
but
crossover version.
but even like Days of Future Past, like that takes place years ago. Fucking Hugh Jackman, because he doesn't age.
Right.
And Wolverine, Hugh Jackman doesn't age either. But
both. They both don't
yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell his age based on how buff he is, because he's getting progressively buffer over time. I don't somehow, yeah. But so yeah, that was my answer. It's Hugh Jackman.
Cool. Good choice. Adam.
I picked something that I thought Josh was gonna pick, but I did Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh, yes.
The Merc of
That's
the
a
Mouth. I mean, he
Goddamn
is
good one.
even when he's not playing Deadpool, like in all of his commercials and like other things, he's always breaking the fourth wall. Like I was traveling for work and I remember like going through the thing and he was like on a poster for some drink, some alcohol or whatever. And just
Aviator
like
Jam,
the
probably.
photograph of it, like he's like looking at you like through it. I'm just like he's just breaking through the fourth wall even in a photo. Like it is like what I thought for some reason. Like he's just that kind of person.
Right.
And yeah, he was perfectly casted as Deadpool.
Yes, hell yeah. That's
Not
a
the
damn
first
good-
one when he didn't have a mouth. That I didn't make
Yeah,
sense,
fuck
but
that was dumb.
1 and 2. We'll say
Yeah.
Deadpool 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The real Deadpool.
Yeah, the-
Yeah, the other one was just I don't know, weird.
Fucking
Justin, what's your
Wolverine
pick?
Origins.
I mean, this is pretty easy. Gotta go with Benjamin Franklin, aka Nick Cage, in National Treasure.
Are you for
I
real?
can't think of anyone else to know it should have been in that movie.
Is that for real? Is that your actual answer?
Hell yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, interesting choice. Interesting choice. I'll allow it. I don't know.
Ryan's so confused.
I didn't know you were the judge, juror, and executioner to allow it or not.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. Okay. All right.
Christian,
Cast.
Christian, write in and tell us how you feel about that answer.
Yeah. I have two answers. The first, Leonard Nimoy as Spock. I feel like they tried to recast him in the newer movies with a younger version, and everybody was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" So much so that Leonard Nimoy was actually in the second newer Star Trek movie. They brought him back for it. So, you
Only
disagree?
I do disagree. Because one, he was playing himself in the future. He was talking to the other actor playing Spock.
Yeah, I know. And the
So
other
like
actor was
they
terrible
didn't
as
they
fuck.
didn't bring him back to play Spock like as if he was replacing the other guy.
Oh no, sorry, he didn't replace him. No, but
yeah, he just was him in the future.
he put what was the guy's name? Zachary Quinto, isn't that his name?
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
remember the
Yeah.
guy from Hero.
Siler.
That's the only thing I remember it from.
100%.
But anyways, my other answer and probably my more real answer, dude, Peter Dinklage is Tyrion Lannister, man. Like, come on, dude, perfect casting. Like, as somebody who read the books before I watched the show, he just fucking nailed it, dude. Nailed it.
Yeah, that was a good one. For
yeah.
sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. It said he really hasn't done much since Game of Thrones. Like, he was
Does
in
he
that.
need to?
Destiny count?
Yeah. Fuck.
Sorry.
Wizards on the Moon.
All right, but thank you very much for the question, Christian. We do appreciate it. That wraps that up. We'll do a quick pick of the week, and then we'll get out of here. Justin kind of and Adam both kind of alluded to theirs. Cyberpunk.
Yep, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Go watch that shit. Not with
Justin.
kids.
No, mine is actually Handmaid's Tale. I think I was asking you guys if you had seen
Oh
it.
yeah.
Also like Gaslands from a gaming perspective, but if anyone does like to hear about what other stuff outside, Handmaid's Tale is it's sad, it's stressful.
It sounds
it's
fucked up
intense.
at points.
It is fucked up at points, but there's like little wins here and there that just the show has a good pace. Like, I don't know. It's just a very well done show, and I would recommend giving it a shot.
Yeah, I don't know why I stopped watching. I watched the whole first season and I loved it. I'm not sure why I stopped, but I probably need to go back. So
Maybe second season wasn't out yet or something.
yeah, I can't. That could be. I don't remember. Okay, Josh.
Mine's one episode of a YouTube series so far. Ghost Files on Watcher. So did y'all ever watch Ghost Hunters back in the day?
It
Like
sounds
Taps?
like a reality TV show on Discovery Channel. Just from
So,
what you said, or History Channel.
Imagine like two people who are doing that but cannot quit making jokes and bickering with each other and like not taking it seriously whatsoever.
So American Pickers meets Ghost something.
Yeah, I guess like it's just like I back in like high school, I would just watch like a shit ton of Ghost Hunters. I have season 1 and season 2 DVDs in storage over there, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Like, but I love how stupid Ghost Hunters is, and this is like that, but they know how stupid it is. And one of them does believe in ghosts, and it does freak him out, like being in. It's like a sanitarium that they're in, so he's freaked out about it. But it's just like they're just constantly giving him shit for being freaked out. But I watched it here over the weekend, and it's super good, kind of a blast from the past, but very funny.
What was it called again? I'm sorry.
Ghost Files. It's on the channel Watcher. It's two guys from formerly from BuzzFeed who did some like ghost investigation stuff content for them back in the day, which I really enjoyed, but then they both left, and then I'm like, well, no more of that. But they started it on this new channel. So but the first episode came out 3 days ago, so I'm looking forward to additional content in the future.
That kind of reminds me, this comedian I found a little while ago who I really like. His name's Mateo Lane. He has a joke about uh, ghost hunters and about how they're like 17 seasons in and have yet to find a ghost. And he has one bit. Apparently, like the host of the show says that he's a demonologist. I've never watched it, but he's like, my name's blah blah blah. I'm a demonologist. So Mateo Lane has this bit where he goes, my parents were disappointed when I told them I was gay. I cannot imagine sitting them down and saying, Mom, Dad, I'm a demonologist. I was like, that's perfect. Yeah, you should check him out. Mateo Lane, he's really funny.
He looks very familiar, but I don't know why.
He did a set on Kimmel not too long ago, so I think he's like starting to get really popular. So anyways, so my pick of the week is a show on Hulu, a docu-series called Welcome to Wrexham. And it is, for those who don't know, Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny and Ryan Reynolds bought a football team in Wrexham, Wales. And they kind of filmed this documentary about the whole thing. Super interesting. Like,
wait, is it real or is it like
it's real.
a mockumentary?
No, it's a documentary. It's real. They bought this football club. So,
and we say football, you mean soccer?
Yes, soccer.
Because it's over there. Okay. I was like,
so they bought this soccer club, but it's funny because it's Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, so obviously it's funny, but also like really serious. Like it really gets to. This isn't like really a spoiler, but in the first episode, it's kind of like their situation right as they bought the team, right? And it's the end of the season when they finally buy the team. And the whole first episode, or parts of the first episode, they talk about it kind of focuses on one of the players. And they're like, okay, so this guy's going to be like one of the main guys in the soccer club that they're going to follow or whatever. And then they fucking cut him at the end of the episode. Like he's just out. So they kind of like talk about Rob McElhenney kind of talks about in the show. He's like, when I wanted to buy this football club, I realized that I was going to need movie star money. Actually, I'm going to need superhero movie star money. And he's like, actually, I'm going to need gin tycoon money. I'm going to need own your own cell phone company money. So that's why he brought in Ryan Reynolds.
when Mint and like he's got his pockets in so many things.
So
like he has done very well investing his money. I would imagine so far.
And now they own, I think it's the third oldest soccer club in the entire UK. So, um, yeah, really
Damn.
cool to watch. Super entertaining. I don't know shit about soccer, and I don't care to know shit about soccer, but I still find it really interesting to watch. Because coming from I'm obviously a diehard Vikings fan, and supporting a team that is generally not very good, and just how much you want them to be good. This whole fucking town of Wrexham just rallies around the soccer club, and they want them to be successful so badly, and it's just really cool. It's really cool to watch. So,
That's
uh,
every soccer club over there, though, isn't it?
but
Take it very
they're
seriously.
so
They take
there's
it very. It could be the shittiest team ever. No, there's
but
diehards.
Justin probably knows the most about soccer because he used to play a lot of FIFA. So there's different leagues. Like Premier League is the best, right? And then there's three leagues underneath that, and that's considered pro. And then there's four sub leagues underneath that, and Wrexham is the league underneath that. So they're the bottom of the bottom, and they're trying to build this team up to get into the Premier League is what they're hoping for. So, um, I don't know, dude. It's
Ambitious.
really interesting to watch. So everybody should check it out.
Hmm.
Um,
My
but
team's on the Bundesliga.
the what?
Bundesliga.
What's that
It's
mean?
German
Oh,
Premier League.
gotcha. Okay, but yeah, super good show. So that wraps it up, boys. That does it. Kind of a longer one, but we skipped last week, so we had a lot to catch up on. So, well, we didn't skip. We streamed last week, but thank
Yeah,
you
we
everybody.
skipped that Nintendo Direct. That amazing
Oh my god, they
Zelda
had 4 farming simulator games in that direct. Did you know that? 4.
and
It's
Breath of the
unfortunate.
Wild 2,
Yeah,
3
which is
too
not
many.
called Breath of the
3
Wild
too.
2, but
yeah. Sony's had a new God of the War trailer. That's what I cared about. New God of War Ragnarok footage. But either way, they weren't really worth talking about, I don't think. Especially not that Breath of the Wild bullshit. So
God, it looked good. It's gonna be in the sky. It's like
yeah,
a Skyward Sword plus Breath of the Wild. It's gonna be amazing.
if they get rid of breakable weapons, I'll give it a shot. But
It's going to be interesting. They're going to get rid of
Fucking
breakable
one
weapons, and God of War
thing.
is going to add it.
oh my god, could you imagine? I'll lose my shit, dude. I'll lose it. God. All right. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Just a reminder, if you're listening to this after the fact, every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/crisis. Tune in. Tune in and come say hello. Come say hello in chat. We will say hello back if you do, I promise.
See, all of us,
Yeah. Yes, all of us. So
all of us.
yeah. So thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Bye.